Many people have asked me why I'm in Woolwich, and this is the reason why. And that's because my grandfathers were gunners and my dad was a gunner, and he met my mum in a music hall dance hall in Woolwich town centre. The Barnfield estate, this is where I was brought up in the early part of my life. I've lived in council housing. I also got my first step on the housing rung as an adult in council housing as well. But the housing crisis is now affecting everybody. Look, if we're not building enough social rented properties for families. We're just not, we're at a standstill in London. If you're in the private sector, you're more likely going to be charged very high levels of rent for very poor quality accommodation. And if you want to get into the owner occupation area, many people are just priced out with that and are unable to get mortgages. Here we are at North Greenwich Underground Station, a very important infrastructure. In the late 90s, we were having to battle very hard. And I remember appearing before a House of Commons Select Committee arguing on why Greenwich should be on that London Underground map. And the reason why the dome is so successful is really linked with this piece of transport infrastructure. It's a big people mover. And the importance of this is that around the dome is land that could be building new housing for London. And some of it's happening already, there's more to come. And this will make an important contribution to housing in London. I joined the Labour Party at the age of 18. I didn't join to become a Labour MP. I joined a movement that was about promoting change, a change for a fairer society. That means where people would grow and prosper, regardless of their backgrounds. And look, to be honest, I didn't think people like me from my background become an MP. But over the years where I've represented the Labour Party at local level as a borough councillor, later as leader of the council, and then on the London Assembly as an Assembly member for Greenwich and Lewisham, I feel that I too could become an MP. But look, I just don't want to be an MP for any old constituency. I want to be an MP for Greenwich and Woolwich. What's the reason for that? The reason is very simple and straightforward. This is where I grew up. This is where I had my first paid work, and these are the communities which I've worked hard for in the past in my various roles, but also these are the ones where I feel comfortable with. I feel I can make a further contribution on behalf of the Labour Party as an MP, and this is where it should be.